you try to find the guys that are good enough to give you the best opportunity to go out and win. That's really what we're trying to do. And I know, yeah, I'd love to have the same 11 starters all the time, but our situation isn't dictating that right now.
Randy, is it possible to coach confidence?
I think you earn confidence. You earn confidence by making sure you're as strong as you can be, that you can go out and compete against the guy that you're going against. And I think you earn confidence by knowing what you're doing and going out there and doing it every day. Yeah, there's things that we can do to try to put guys in position to be able to make plays, which will help their confidence, but there's still things that they, when you go out, Joe, and you know this, you've been covering sports your whole life pretty much, and when you go out between those white lines, it's a little bit different than what you do in practice. And now, the lights are on and everything else, and if you haven't prepared the right way during the week, or if you don't believe in yourself, if you have any self-doubt, it's pretty hard to. But I've always been one that confidence has got to come from within. That's got to come from within, and that's something that you earn through your preparation, through your hard work, through studying, because then, I want my coaches to put me in a position where I can go out and perform and perfect all those things we've done, and then by me doing it day in and day out and over and over and over again, then that's how you become confident. You're not going to make somebody confident overnight. Ain't going to happen, okay? Like a lot of things aren't going to happen overnight. There's a process for what you got to do, but to me, it's got to come from within. If you don't have, first of all, if you don't believe in yourself, and you don't have that inner drive to push yourself and to make yourself the best you can be, it's never going to happen. Ain't nobody going to flip a switch for you and make it happen. There's things that you can do in terms of pushing people and making them think that they can go above and beyond their capacity of what they thought their capacity was. You can do those things. But if that person doesn't want to be pushed, or doesn't want to be coached, or doesn't want to put that time and effort in, it ain't going to happen.
Who have been some of your more consistent players do you see that you've seen you've been able to rely on?
Wow.
Guys that jump out at you?
There's guys that are doing a good job, and I'm not going to single anybody out here because I don't think that's right. But there's guys that are getting better, but they got to continue to get better. And then there's some guys that aren't getting better as much as maybe we would like, but I'm not going to get into names.
Have you been pleased with how the teams come back to practice, the mentality, the mindset?
I was disappointed today. I wasn't happy with the way practice was today. I just know this. If it's me, and I just came off getting beat, I'd be coming out there, somebody would be paying a price. Somebody would be paying a price. And that's something that we've got to instill, because I didn't see that today. And I think you guys know me now. I'm going to tell it like it is. I'm going to tell it like it is. And I was disappointed today because I didn't see that. I didn't see it. And how you change that? Recruiting. Recruiting. Get the guys in here that have that kind of an attitude, that have that kind of demeanor. And we got some freshmen like that, but I wasn't happy with the way they responded today, because I would have expected a little bit more today.
Great. How are you doing on the injury front, other than the ones you mentioned?
If there would have been more, I would have told you. But we're doing well. I mean, yeah, I'll be honest. I mean, yeah, we got guys that are bumped up and all that, but nobody that should miss any time, Mike. Okay. And again, I'll try to come in on Tuesdays and do that same thing if somebody's out, and there's nothing to hide. In this day and age, with social media, just ask Chris Forrester. But you can't. There's nothing to hide.
I think Braden would be your 10th freshman to start.
on either offense or defense. Did you have an idea coming into the season that you would see a lot of first-year starters like this?
Well, Jim, I think I mentioned, earlier a bunch of times about still trying to find out about, guys and who I think can play and who can do the things, and the only way that you find that out is by being out there on the field and going through the games and doing all those things. And but again, it just gets back to the same thing where you give young people opportunity and you see what they do with it. If they can't, then if there's other guys you have on your team, you give them the opportunity. And I'll tell you, Braden comes from a program. If you guys ever had an opportunity to go down to Fort Hill High School and catch a game down there, okay? Todd Apple, the coach there, I've recruited 2 kids from that school. And I'll tell you one thing, you talk about a gentleman who runs a program and with the accountability, and football is important and all that in that community. I mean, that is unbelievable to go there and watch them play Allegheny, their crosstown rival, at the end of the season, and see all those people out there. That is something. And it doesn't surprise you that a kid like him and another young man that I recruited from there, they are the way they are. Because they're held accountable. They have a tremendous work ethic in that program, and when you get guys like that, you can feel good about them going on the field. And they're going to give you everything they have. It might not always be perfect to start, but they're going to give you everything it has, because that's the culture that they've been brought up in. That's the culture that they've been brought up in.
It's kind of a problem, a mixture of offense and defense, but turnovers this year have really been
We're awful, aren't we? I mean, the turnover margin's awful. We can't win that way. We're committing too many turnovers, and we're not getting near enough turnovers. And that's something that we talk about each and every day. We practice it. We try to tell, ball security, Terry works on that, Aaron works on that, Rhett, everybody, Corey, we always on offense, and then, we're every day, we're trying to strip and everything else. And, I think sometimes on defense, that gets down to a confidence factor, just believing in what you see, no, we had a situation out there today. A guy went up for a ball and should have picked it, and he drops it, on defense. But like I said, we're not good. We're not giving ourselves an opportunity to win when we're where we're at with the turnover margin. But we'll get better. We'll keep working. I mean, that's the great thing. We get to go out and practice, and get to tell them what they did right, tell them what they did wrong, and now you come back tomorrow and you get ready to go again. So that's the fun part of coaching. The challenging part of coaching. Getting them to a point, you started here, but now you got to, and again, there's improvements, but there's a lot of stuff we got to do to get better. And that's, we'll just attack it one day at a time and just keep working to get better.
Anything else,
It
folks?
seems like every time Markel breaks a run, Aaron McLean is out there throwing a block to spring him. Can you just address that part of Aaron's game and how effective he
That kid does a great job. He doesn't say boo if he had a mouthful, and it's amazing to bring that up. I talked about that this morning in the team meeting. His name came up, because one of the things he got accepted into the business school. But he goes out there, the other day, the bone popped out of his hand, and he kept, went back, and they took care of it and everything else, and went back in and played. And it's important to him. It's important to him. He wants to do good. And he's a guy that goes out there and practices that way every day. And I don't know if I've heard him say more than 10 words since I've been here. But that's what he does. He goes out, he knows what his role is. He knows what his job is. And he goes out and he does it to the best of his ability each and every play. And that's what we're trying to get done with everybody.
What about Hergy? Where is he in terms of his recovery?
Hergy?
Yeah.
He was out there today. I doubt he's doubtful for this week. I don't think he'll play. I'm almost positive he won't play. He was out there today, but he did some things, but he didn't take a full load, and he won't take a full load this week.
What about Foley? What have you seen from Foley this year?
Who?
Foley.
Foley?
Yeah.
Inconsistency.
Any thoughts on Temple's quarterback, Logan Marchie?
I know he's a Bristol St. Paul's kid. A competitor, tough kid. He's got the tools that you need to be a quarterback.
What about Eddie Hahn? He's come from a program that you know.
Who's that?
Eddie Hahn.
Eddie?
Yeah, I mean,
Eddie's getting better.
yeah.
Eddie's getting better. He's working. Eddie's a very conscientious guy that still learning the position, but you're going to get everything that you can. Eddie's going to give you everything he's got, each and every play.
So, folks.
Good?
Very good.
All right, I'm good with it.
Thank you.
Tell you what, you don't get many days like this on October